Welcome back to the Dirty Water Coins and Collectibles channel. We have a box hunt. This one out of Bar Harbor. Oh, I'm sorry, it was Bar Harbor Bank out of South Royalton, Vermont. These have not been opened yet. You can see I'm kind of lifting the box up. I guess they were shipped July 25th, 2025. I don't know what's in here. They could be new pennies, or they could be circulated. We'll be right back to find out. All right, in that intro you saw that this has not been popped yet, so let's try to do that while I have you. Some glue right there. Looks circulated, I think. Alright, we got a circulated hunt. This one is chewed up right there. But it looks like we got some copper. We got some shields. My kind of hunt. I like hunting the shield scents. There's a lot to look for. I don't know what that is there. That looks a little chocolatey. It's a 60s find. So, I don't know. Hopefully there's some wheats in here, some varieties. But you can definitely see that there's copper. So this should be a good hunt. 88. It could be a flared G. Let's get into it. Be right back. Is it a 2024? Alright, looks like a good mix. Be right back. Oh, sorry. We'll get into groups of 5. 10 rolls apiece. We'll be looking for flying eagles, Indian heads, wheat scents, proofs, steelies, foreigns, which we have one right here, errors and varieties, whole bunch of stuff. Let's get into it. It's flattened out roll 2, and I think we have a Wheatie. 57 Denver, looks like it. Common. Weedy it is. Be right back. Making my way through roll number 3, and I just saw Wheaties sticking out. Let's see if we got, well, not if we got, what we got. Alright, nothing that I'm seeing there. 1944, common. Anything in here? No. There we go. Wheatie number 2, 56. Out of roll 3. Be right back. The first 10 rolls have been hunted. Got a good amount of wheats. 8 wheats and 6 Canadians. The top 2 here are commemoratives. We have the bird scent and a 2002. We have a 1973, 77, I thought that was 81, yeah, 81, and a 2003. For our wheats, we have a 44, a 45, a 56, a 57, and a few 57 Denvers, followed by a 58 Denver. Now we did get one nice 1972 Denver. Yeah, it's a Denver. No DDO. Let's get into the next 10 rolls after we weigh up the copper. All right, those first 10 rolls. Copper weigh-in. 349.6. So pretty much average. Let's get into the next 10. I'll be right back. Just flattened out the 6th roll for group number 2. And that's a new one for a foreign. It's actually really cool looking. 1970, 50 centimes. Oh, I've had this one before. I'm not sure I've ever found it, and I must have. It's a very ugly coin on the obverse. Pretty cool looking though. All right, let's keep her going. Working on the 10th roll of group number 2. 4 coins left. And under the scope, I have a V.D.B V. Thank you, Vermont. Get the die chip on the forehead right there. 2023 V.D.B V. Let's keep her going. I'll be right back. Here's our finds for group number 2. I have a 1995 toner. Again, it's very difficult to show the colors, but it's cool looking. If I don't have the spot filled in the album, we'll put this one in. We have our 50 centimes, 1970. Maybe, I don't know what that is, Belgium or somewhere. I didn't look it up. Our other Canadians, we have a 1980, 87, and a 2001. For our wheat cents, we have a 41, a 56, and a bent 57. Denver and Denver. Down here, we have just some nice condition coins. Some reds. I have a 68S, a 70S, a 75, and an 81. Down here we have some varieties. I have a 2019. I have not looked this one up yet, but you can see the doubling in the 2 and the 0. So the 2 is thicker at the top, a little bit down in here. The 0 is up here and under here. A little notch in the 1. And then we do have doubling in Liberty. We have kind of a shift to the left. It's thicker here. Get a little notch here, shift. So we get some doubling in Liberty. I do have a 2024 right here. If we come up this way, we have a nice, kind of like a Cud die break. I think if it's like a wider than 2 millimeters or something like that, I don't know. But it could just be a die crack. But still a pretty cool find for a 2024. Don't see much going on with those, other than the couple of double dies that have been found. And then our 2023 V.D.B V, which you can see right there, actually. It's right there. All right, let's get into group 3. Be right back. Copper weigh-in for group 2. We have, I guess 363, 371. Better than an average 10 rolls. All right, let's get into group 3. See what we can find. Can you guys see that? 371.1. All right. Here's a wrap up for group 3. Canadians won out on this one. We have a 78, an 83, 2 85s, an 88, and a 99. A couple of wheats. We have a 44 Denver, a 56 Philly, and a 57 Philly. Then we have a couple of nice red examples. The 71 is actually toned, but again, it won't show up all that well. But a 71, a nice 72, a nice 74, and a nice 82. Let's get that copper weighed up. I'll be right back. All right, let's get the copper in here. Okay. I guess 341, 331, a little below average. Not bad though. Let's get into group 4. All right, group 4 has been hunted, And again, no varieties or errors, but we do have some Canadians and wheats and some reds. So we have a 65, a 74, 78, 87, and a 2001. We also have a 44, a second 44, 52 Denver, 57 Denver. And then for our nice condition, we have a 70S, a 72, and a 72 Denver. Unfortunately, no varieties on those. Let me get the copper weight up, and we'll get into Group 5 after that. All right, Group 4's copper weigh-in. Feeling it out here. All right. Ooh, I guessed 372. We have 377.8. That's above average. We'll take it. Let's get into Group 5. We'll be right back. All right, working on the first roll for Group 5. And I have a 2004 under the scope. I don't normally show these, but this one's pretty large. So we have from right here to here, there's a double column. And that's a big one. So we'll hold that one aside. I'll see if I can find this one. If I can, I will put some information right in this area here somewhere. All right, let's keep her going. I'll be right back. Still on roll number 1 for group number 5. And I have a 2015 under the scope with very minor doubling in the 2 right here and down in this area. But if I bring it over to Liberty, we have definite thickness in pretty much B-E-R-T-Y, but definitely R-T-Y. Well, the E2 is a definite, I would say definitely I-B-E-R-T-Y. So I'll have to look that one up. If I can find out which one it is. Let me see if there's anything on the shield. It looks like a small die crack. It kind of comes down this way here. Let's spin that around, see if we can't get a better viewing of it. Yeah, so it looks like there's a die crack there, so if we can find a match, maybe. But I will put that info right in this area here. Group 5 has been hunted. We have a 1969 Canadian, a 77, a 78, and a 95. For our wheat cents, we had a 44 Denver and a 1946 Philly. I pulled this 73 aside because of the coloring on it. So we might put that into the toner album. And then we have our 2004 DDR and our 2015 DDO. Let's weigh up the copper, and then I will bring you in for the better finds of this hunt. I'll be right back. All right, here we go. Weighing it up by hand here. All right. 340, I guessed 362. 340, a little under our average of like 350-ish. But not bad. Not bad amount of copper this time around. Let me get our better finds. I'll be right back. All right, so purely my opinion, our better finds, we have our 2019 DDO, 2015 DDO, our 2004 DDR. That was a pretty significant double die on the reverse there. our 2024 die crack, which you can see right in that area right there. It's pretty nice. And then our 2023 V.D.B V. So not bad for a one-box hunt, including all of our copper. And then I'm going to take a gander, see if we can't find a spot in our toner album for those two. So let's do that. Coin number 1 was a 1973, and it is definitely not going to replace that one. So let's get into the next one, which I believe was a 95, but we'll see when I get the book out. I'll be right back. So the 95, I do have an open spot for. So we'll plug that in right there. All right, I hope you enjoyed this hunt. If you did, please give a thumbs up right down here in the lower left-hand corner. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Also hit that notification bell so you get notified on all of my upcoming videos. I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.